Hey, it's Alexi here, and I wanted to show you a little planning trick that I use to work with um, so many clients and to work so effectively with clients. I have one particular client that will probably see this video that does a lot of different things at once, and so one day I could be working on a job, on one particular job, then the next day I could be working something else, and the next day I could get a phone call, and I could get an impromptu briefing. And then, I could get an email that gives me some other information, and then his business partner could send me something else, and information comes from all directions. And so with this particular client, I learned a long time ago that I had to get very organized, otherwise I'd lose information. And so we've been working together for a few years now, and many a time he's commented on how organized I am and how I'm so easily able to stay on top of things. Now it's true more than ever before, because the last year or so, I've started using a software called Evernote. Now, if you've heard of Evernote, you know what a great software it is. If you haven't heard of Evernote, and if you're a freelancer of any stripe, be it consultant, copywriter, whatever, then this is going to be of particular value for you, because I'm going to focus and drill into how I manage all the ideas that I get from clients, for clients, with clients, and literally never lose anything at any point to do with a client. So this is the general screen for Evernote. I'm not going to take you to every single one of them. In fact, I can't even take you into the clients folder itself, because that is a live, active one. There's confidential stuff in there. What I've done, though, is set up a client example notebook for you, or note for you. So let's call the client Bob. And Bob is in the health industry. Anything that pertains to Bob, whether or not I get an idea about Bob's campaign, whether or not Bob emails me something that I need to mention, whether or not there's a problem that occurs that I need to keep on my radar. So for example, let's say Bob emails me and says, we'll be getting feedback from our buyers, and they're loving the stuff on cheat foods. Bang, that goes into Evernote as a reminder for me to do something with that on an email or a banner or whatever it may be. So it gets dumped in here. Or let's say I get ideas from my readings, because if you go back here, I have books that I need to this list's pretty big actually. Lots of books that I need to read. Well, I'm forever adding stuff to this list and deleting it. But let's say I'm reading a book on, whatever it may be, just say marketing for now. And I'm reading the book, and I get an idea for Bob that I know we can use in his campaign. Well, what I do is I just go into Bob's file here and just add the idea right there. Bang, bang, I type it in. And if I get another idea, I type it in. And then slowly but surely, everything starts to get cataloged in this one folder. And if, let's say I'm traveling about, or I'm surfing about online, and I see a banner that we can swipe and use as a test campaign, well, I'll copy that banner across and dump it into his file. So that's an example of one that we could use here. And that keeps happening, and that way I never lose anything. I'm never getting overwhelmed or overloaded. Everything's centralized. Or let's say I have a chat to Bob on the phone, and Bob says, Alexi, we really need to make sure that we update the order coupon and put that extra testimonial on there, because we're noticing the abandonment rate on the order coupons a bit lower than what we want. Bang, that gets dumped in here and added to a work list. Again, never lose anything. And the beautiful thing about Evernote is this is across all our devices. It's on my wife's iPhone, my iPhone, the iPads, the laptops, everything. So what that means is wherever I am, all the devices get synced. So let's say I add a note in here. Let's just put that there. All I do is press the sync button, which is up here. Now that is syncing across all the devices. And like in a minute or less, if I look into my iPhone, I will see the exact same screen on my iPhone. So if I'm out in a cafe in about an hour or two and I get another idea for Bob, then I dump it through using the iPhone now into his folder within Evernote. So when I come back to my laptop and I want to reacquaint myself with Bob's folder, all the freshest ideas are in his folder and synced and set up for me. So I never have leakage. Now, so if you're listening to this and you're wondering, geez, how can you maintain great communications with your clients, stay really well organized? Evernote is one of the best tools you can use. Now, I don't know if you've been looking at the emails that have been coming across about my copywriting intensive. this is one of the many things that I do to have a very streamlined operation regarding my freelance business. I've got many other things. I'm not going to go into a big spiel about it. If you want to know more, it's really easy. Just email Sophie at sophiem@marketingbump.com. That's SOPHY, then the letter M for marketing, at marketingbump.com. And she can organise for us to have a chat. She can send you more information about the gig, whatever suits you. But believe me, this is just one thing of many things that I do to really have an awesome freelance business. So hopefully you found this video helpful. By all means, please share your comments with me. I'd love to get some feedback on your thoughts on this video. Okay, bye.